To the southeastern parts of the country now, the Anambra State Command of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, the NDLEA, has raided the Aba Motor Park and the Dubai Students' hostels in Awka, the state capital, arresting several suspected drug dealers. The operatives say they seized a large amount of cannabis and other prohibited drugs. The Anambra State Commander of the NDLEA, Mr. Suleiman Modu, says that dealers in illicit drugs in the state will henceforth come under the thorough clampdown which has been declared on them. He adds that whosoever is arrested will be made to face the full wrath of the law.
The Aba Motor Park in Onitsha, Anambra State, was thrown into pandemonium when men of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, the NDLEA, stormed the area in a raid on dealers of illicit drugs and other dangerous substances. A drama of sorts plays out as suspects try to escape. Every corner and store in the market was ransacked by men of the NDLEA, and the revelations confirmed the drug business was thriving in the park. The commander has assured users of the park of the continuous battle against drug dealers until the state becomes sanitized.
Those dealing in this drug in this various motor park that we cannot and we will not allow them to do this illicit business because it's illicit. They cannot, and we will continue to raid this motor park until we stop them from coming to sell it.
A students' hostel in Awka also came under the searchlight of the anti-drug agency.
Move! Wait!
For those that have been arrested, we will process them, and those who are found culpable, we will arraign them before the Federal High Court. So that means that any student that is among them, we are going to terminate his academic career because he has shown that he does not have the character to be awarded a university degree.
Those arrested are currently in the NDLEA custody in Onitsha until the processing of exhibits and other papers are concluded for them to have their day in court.
For more on the war on illicit drugs, we're joined on News Across Nigeria by the spokesman of the National Drug Law and Enforcement Agency, Mr. Mitchell Ofoyejo. You're welcome to News Across Nigeria.
It's a pleasure, Mr. Macaulay.
In 2015 alone, we understand that an estimated 3.7 or 3.5 billion naira in drugs was seized. But that's what was seized. What about what was not seized? The people that were not caught. Is the NDLEA and indeed is Nigeria winning the war against illicit drugs?
Well, thank you very much. I can confidently assert that the country is winning the war against illicit drugs. Over the years, there has been various dramatic seizures and high-profile arrest and prosecution, and of course successful conviction of drug barons in the country. But how big is the drug trade? Let me quickly put it in perspective. Over the past 2 decades, there has been increase in the price of cocaine in Europe. And while cocaine trafficking to the US is on the gradual decline, it is on the increase to Europe. And this has made drug officials, anti-drug officials there to concentrate more effort on flight coming from Latin America straight to Europe just to prevent drugs from getting into that continent. Then the traffickers now devise another means, and the focus now is on West Africa. So Latin American drug traffickers have targeted the sub-region as a transit point where they bring in drugs from there. From here, they now take it to Europe. And in 2010, about $360 million worth of meth alone was said to have been shipped from West Africa.
That's to methamphetamine?
Methamphetamine.
All right.
Yes, we call it meth for short.
Okay.
Was said to have been shifted from West Africa to places like Japan, Korea, and Malaysia and Thailand. Then in 2011, international traffickers arrested in Germany, Italy, Swiss, and Portugal. 30% of them were said to be from West Africa. And if you look at the cost price of a ton of cocaine in Europe, according to UNODC estimate, it's more than the military budget of the entire West African region. So, which means we need to be on our toes. Otherwise, if we allow the drug trafficking syndicates to take sway, they will overrun the entire region.
You mentioned successful prosecution of high-profile cases.
Yes.
Drug barons.
Drug barons.
And the like.
Yes.
How fast do those convictions come?
Well, not in all cases, but I must commend some of the judges, particularly here in Lagos. I can recall when a Chinese and a Taiwanese business men were arrested in Lagos here with 450 kilograms of cocaine imported into the country from Peru. The value of that drug was placed as of 2010 at 4.2 billion naira. You know, given the value of the seized drugs and the threat it portends for the region, the judge said he was going to take the case on speedy trial on daily basis, and he did that, and they were convicted at the end of the day and sentenced to 15 years imprisonment each. The last seizure of meth that was made at the Tinkan Island port was 266 kilograms of methamphetamine going to South Africa. So over the years, we have experienced movement of methamphetamine to South Africa, to Asia, and Europe.
It's very interesting what you say now. On the one hand, West Africa has been chosen as a transit point, as has been investigated and discovered by you. Isn't this because it's porous?
Well, there are a lot of factors that can be attributed to that. The border points are quite porous, but then what can we do to avert the situation? I think member states, that is countries within the region, they need to begin to develop an effective database so that sharing of information and intelligence can be done in a very proficient manner. Apart from doing that, we need to also improve regional and international collaboration. I must admit that Nigeria's drug control effort took an upward swing when we had effective collaboration. The first was in 2008 when the United States government partnered with us and installed 4 three-dimensional body scanners in all the international airports. And you could see the rate at which arrests, rose from 2008. So, which means we need, infrastructure, we need logistic support, we need technology to fight the drug war as it is, so that we can be effective.
And speaking of being effective, you're painting a very positive picture of winning the war against terror. Against drug trafficking. Yes, but where does the problem? Where do your challenges lie? Is it in international trafficking or interstate trafficking? People that are taking cannabis and marijuana from Lagos to Cross River, from the north to the south, east and west. Is there any control at all? Do you, because these drugs are prohibited.
Yes.
And if they're taking it from Nigerian state to Nigerian state, not to talk of the gargantuan ones you just mentioned, cocaine and heroin and the like, that's billions of dollars business, but the hundreds of thousands of naira business, and it's all illegal. How do you stop that movement of the drugs from Nigerian state to Nigerian state?
Well, thank you very much. At times people call me and say, Mitchell, how were you able to make this discovery? Because we have discovered drugs hidden in Indomie packs, noodle packs. We've discovered drugs hidden in perfumes. We've discovered drugs hidden in the makeup brushes, the one your colleague just used on me before I came up. We've discovered drugs in computer sets, in various electrical parts, even fried chicken from Brazil.
Fried chicken?
Fried chicken. So the
you
list...
put the drugs inside the chicken?
Inside the chicken.
All right.
And the trafficker was actually, in order to convince us that there's nothing there, he was actually eating one of the fried chicken. So it was not covered, but he couldn't beat us to the game. So basically, for us, training and retraining of our personnel is key. Synergy with other law enforcement agencies is also key. Regional and international collaboration is very essential. Right. Then we must continue to build database and reach out to the use of technology in fighting drugs. Then most essentially, we need to also focus on the financial flow, because it is believed that terrorist group, Boko Haram or the Al-Qaeda, of course, and others are believed to draw some of their finances from narcotics. So tracing the illicit proceeds of drugs remains very key in the success of any drug control plan. So we are looking at it holistically, and we hope to do more in the course of the year in reducing the drug menace and ensure that the purpose for which drug control is established, that is health, promoting health and welfare of mankind, is realized.
And we do wish you the best in that endeavor.
Thank you very much.
Many thanks for coming on News Across Nigeria.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Macaulay.
Mr. Michel Ofoyejo, he is the spokesperson of the National Drug Law and Enforcement Agency, the NDLEA. Stay with us, because coming up, we're taking a look at the challenges the art of blacksmithing in Oyo State is facing. Don't go away.